Title: The Silent Watcher, A Tale of Power, Deception, and Justice. Prologue: The Rise of Apex Dynamics. In the heart of Chicago, the towering glass skyscraper of Apex Dynamics loomed over the city like a monument to corporate ambition. To the world, it was a beacon of innovation, one of the fastest-growing tech conglomerates in America. Deals were made over expensive dinners, billion-dollar contracts were signed in high-rise boardrooms, and the elite of the industry walked its halls with an air of untouchable confidence. But behind the pristine facade, corruption thrived. Employees whispered about unethical practices, funds being siphoned, and a ruthless hierarchy that kept the powerful protected while the hardworking remained unseen. No one dared to speak up. No one questioned the system, except for one person. Her name was Olivia Carter, but inside the walls of Apex, she was just another janitor. The disguise. Olivia Carter, the true owner and founder of Apex Dynamics, had built the company from scratch years ago, only to step away and hand the reins to her younger brother, Ethan Carter. While Ethan was meant to oversee the company, Olivia had always feared what unchecked power could do. Now she had returned, not as a CEO, but as an observer, dressed in the standard uniform of the janitorial staff, a gray polo, black pants, and worn-out sneakers. She pushed a supply cart down the gleaming marble floors of the company she had once led. Her long brown hair was tied back in a simple ponytail, her presence unnoticed. It was exactly what she needed. For months, she had heard rumors about Samuel Drake, the company's acting CEO, a man who had gained power in her absence. The whispers of harassment, corporate fraud, and intimidation tactics were enough for her to return, not with a press conference, but with a mop and a mission. The unseen corruption. It didn't take Olivia long to see the rot that had spread through Apex Dynamics. Samuel Drake was the worst of them all. A towering man in custom suits, his mere presence commanded the floor. He treated employees like disposable assets, throwing them under the bus for mistakes, pushing impossible deadlines, and preying on the young interns who were too afraid to speak up. Then there was Lana Whitmore, the ICVP of operations, who was rumored to cut salaries while awarding herself bonuses. Brian Calloway, the CFO, had been linked to shady offshore accounts. And then there was the way they treated her. To them, she was just another invisible worker, someone they could insult, belittle, or ignore altogether. Drake made inappropriate comments whenever she passed by. Whitmore openly mocked the janitorial staff for existing. Olivia took notes. She watched, recorded, and listened. And she planned. The breaking point. The moment came sooner than she expected. One evening, Olivia was cornered in a supply closet by Samuel Drake. His usual smug grin twisted into something darker. "I've been noticing you," he whispered, standing too close. "A girl like you shouldn't be wasting away cleaning floors. Maybe if you show some appreciation, I can get you a real job." Olivia felt the rage build inside her, but she didn't react. She simply smiled, because she knew this would be the moment that ended him. The reckoning. The next morning, the entire board was called into a mandatory meeting. When Olivia walked into the conference room, she wasn't wearing the janitor's uniform. Instead, she was dressed in a crisp white blazer and heels, her presence commanding instant respect. Samuel Drake smirked at first, but that smirk quickly faded when Ethan Carter stood beside her. "Ladies and gentlemen," Ethan began, "meet Olivia Carter, the real owner and founder of Apex Dynamics." A stunned silence filled the room. Drake turned pale. Olivia took a step forward, her voice calm but firm. For the past few months, I've been working undercover to see how this company is truly being run, and what I found was disturbing. She turned toward Drake. Samuel Drake, you've harassed employees, stolen company funds, and abused your power. You're fired, effective immediately. And yes, legal action is pending. She motioned to security. Escort him out. Drake's confidence shattered as two security guards grabbed his arms. You can't do this, he barked. I built this place. Olivia smiled coldly. Number I built this place. You just poisoned it. And now I'm cleaning it up. A new era. Over the following weeks, Olivia conducted a full-scale purge of Apex's corrupt leadership. Lana Whitmore and Brian Calloway were terminated and investigated for fraud. Employees who had been mistreated were given promotions, pay raises, and an open-door policy to leadership. The toxic culture was dismantled, and in its place, Olivia restored the company's original vision: integrity, innovation, and respect. Once they had laughed at the janitor. Now they looked up to the leader.
Epilogue. The Silent Watcher. Months later, Olivia stood in her corner office, gazing out at the Chicago skyline. She had her company back, but more than that, she had proven that power wasn't about suits, titles, or money. It was about how you treated people. As she sipped her coffee, an assistant entered. Ms. Carter, the board meeting is starting. She turned with a knowing smile. Let's begin. As she walked into the boardroom, the once intimidating space felt different. The toxic energy that had once polluted it was gone, replaced with a sense of purpose and renewal. The remaining executives, now carefully chosen for their integrity, stood as she entered. Some nodded respectfully, others offered encouraging smiles. Before we start, Olivia said, placing her hands on the table, I want to make something clear. Apex Dynamics is no longer a place where power is abused. It's a place where innovation thrives, where people are valued, and where ethics come before profits. If anyone has a problem with that, there's the door. A brief silence filled the room before one of the newer board members, a woman who had been overshadowed by the previous regime, spoke up. Ms. Carter, I just want to say thank you for giving this company back its soul. Olivia smiled, feeling for the first time in years that Apex was finally hers again. Now, she said, taking her seat, let's get to work.
Thanks for watching Storytime with Elif. If like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more emotional, inspiring, and amazing content. Your next favorite story is just a click away. Click the subscribe button and turn on notifications.